Hello, and welcome to Tiny Bit of Tarot. This is Skeeter. I'm Erin, and we're going to be your guides in helping you to learn tarot. So if you feel like it's a little intimidating, because there's a lot to know, this will be some easy ways that you can get adjusted and learn your cards. All right. So the tarot deck is divided into some different parts, right? And so you get your standard tarot deck. I'm using the Rider-Waite holographic. And a lot of what some people do is they'll open the box, and the first thing they do is they take out the little pamphlet that explains what the card meanings are, and they throw it away. I'll get to that in another video of why you might want to do that or why you might choose not to do that. So the tarot card deck consists of 78 cards, and these 78 cards are divided into major arcana and minor arcana. So the major arcana starts at 0 for Fool and goes all the way to 21. So there are 22 cards, but since it starts at 0, we end up on a 21 for the World. Okay? These are going to be big life themes. These are going to be karmic journey. This is going to be like major things for you to consider in your life, your big themes. The minor arcana, on the other hand, are more day-to-day, short time, smaller things, although they can have big meanings as well. Minor arcana, on the other hand, you have 4 suits, and this comprises a majority of the 78 cards, because remember, there's just the 22 major arcana. So this is going to be kind of like mundane life, day-to-day stuff, short-term stuff, but it can pack a pretty good punch too, depending on what you draw. So the 4 suits that you're going to notice is there are cups, there are wands, there are swords, and there are pentacles. All right? So each of these kind of have a different realm of your life in mind. So when it comes to wands, this is going to be kind of like your spiritual side, spiritual things that are coming up in your life. And maybe you don't think of yourself as being very spiritual, but I think we all have an understanding of our beliefs and what we believe is real in this lifetime, whether it's the agreed upon reality or it's non-reality, whatever it is that you've been taught and you've either accepted or rejected in your life, right, for spirituality. And you'll notice they don't start with 1, they start with ace. So they go ace to 10, and they pick up again with the court cards, which is page, knight, queen, and king. Okay. So the court cards are kind of special in and of themselves. That'll be a discussion for a whole nother time. The swords tend to represent intellect, right? So the things that you think about on a day-to-day basis, intelligence, intellectualism, that type of thing comes through swords. When we get over here to pentacles, in the pentacles, this is the realm of money matters. So this would be career, this would be resources, and that type of thing. When we get to cups, this is going to be more like emotions, what's happening with you emotionally at the time, right? And how that's going to impact you as you progress down this path. Now, some people see these as being fortune-telling cards, and I do agree that they can be used in that. But the important thing to remember is that we have choice. We have some free will in this life. And if you don't like what it's telling you, you don't like the trajectory that it's going, you can certainly make the changes to not deal with whatever those outcomes are that you really don't want to deal with. So just getting to know your cards, what's all part of them. I like starting with this deck, even though, honestly, it's not the prettiest deck in the pack. Ugh, it's kind of ugly. But because there's so much more information about this deck than if you get one that's not based on this system, there are a lot more resources. And so that's why I start with this particular deck. I do use other decks, and I also do use oracle cards. And that's a fun one too, because oracle cards tend to be really positive, unlike some of the tarot cards that might scare you a little bit at first. I remember getting my first deck, and my first deck I had shipped to the house. And I opened it up, and my fingers were trembling, and honestly, I was kind of scared of the cards. And it took a while of me for practicing to realize it's not about the cards. It is, but it isn't, right? The cards just kind of give you a reference point to help you with your reflection, help you have a better understanding of yourself and what it is that will bring you more joy in life, as well as what to stay away from that is, going to muddle things up for you. I hope you enjoyed this first session with tarot. In the next session, I'm going to talk about consecrating your cards. So if you've just gotten a new set of cards, and by the way, they do not have to be gifted to you. That's kind of lore. There's a lot of lore around tarot. For example, that it was, this mystic ancient Egyptian thing. It really was not. That was just stuff they said to hype it up so that people were more excited about it. But we'll talk about consecrating your cards as well as interviewing your cards so you can get to know them and what messages they have in store for you. And again, there's nothing scary about this. We're not communing with any kind of devil or demon or anything like that. Just the opposite. And so another thing that I'll be teaching in the future is how to ground and protect your own energy, as well as clearing the energy that might be in your cards. There's a lot of different things that people believe about these cards, a lot of different ways people read, and there's not necessarily you have to do it this way. And I'm going to be showing how you can do it intuitively, or you can do it by the book, or you can kind of combine them to get your best results. Because the most powerful part of all of this is your intuition and being able to think about what it is that you want to bring more of into your life and what would be best to leave behind. If you have any questions or topics you'd like us to cover in future recordings, please drop it in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and please hit like if you enjoyed it. You can always subscribe, costs you nothing, and it'll keep him in birdseed. Thank you.